Rapping with Dad. Yo, Dad. Yo, son. Talking with Dad. I'm still playing with the titles. And yeah, one hasn't been chosen yet. But it's going. And we already getting these episodes produced. So the first one was about the bathroom. We're going to stick in the bees. And this one's going to be more on business. But before we get to that, we're just going to touch upon some father-son joints. To experience your father, you have to spend time. And a day here, a weekend here, a week here, that's not it. And the reason is, life experiences come as they come. And if you're around your father as that happened, or when that happened, or when something happened, whatever it could be, you get your schooling. In a conversation, especially with father to son that are not together a lot, the father may even try to remember certain key things that happened to him or he saw maybe in the last week before he saw you. And then he wants to tell you all that. And some of that could be very preachy, which will take away from the wonderful time you can have. And he's just trying to show you, teach you, school you. But it's very like troublesome and sounding troublesome because he's trying to keep you out of trouble. And on that note, let's talk about sports for a second before we get to the business. In sports, you got to have a coach. Now, it's common knowledge that a coach will bust your ass to make you better. People seem to understand that up until the future where it'll probably come where a human can take a pill and just be better without the coaching part. As of today, they got this for writing, Grammarly. You don't have to know how to write. You can just put in the app and make it better. You don't have to do anything. You don't even have to think. And this is fucked up. Same with music nowadays. You got these applications that can play music for you. So you can make a song, but you didn't play anything. But you made the song. So it's these shortcuts that are going on that keeps you, actually dumbs you down because you don't think. You're not thinking. You're just hitting something and it's doing the work for you that was already thought about. So your brain is lacking. So what does this have to do with anything? The point, a coach. You need a good coach. And it's kind of acceptable that a coach can kick your ass to make you better. When you go to the military, the training sergeants, the drill sergeants they call them, they break you down to make you better for their purpose, but that's not the point either. To get better, you have to be torn down or brought down. Or even if you're so great, you still need somebody to push you to make you better. So the difference is when a father does that, it's often seen as he's too hard. No, he's trying to make it better. And especially a young son who's getting the shit, he don't get that. Now, there is a difference of ages, generation gaps. So this is also taken into consideration because a good dad, or should I say a great dad, will definitely know it's not only about his way and his way to give to you. He has to take into consideration the years that have gone by and how things change. And things will continue to change. And a young guy, he should be up on the change because that's how his world is going to be, not according to what the older guy knows and has experienced. So, and the older guy should have this knowledge, which many don't, but I'm not talking about that either right now. I'm talking about, for this moment, the breakdown of someone being hard on you. And it's a love hard that you may not get. So what does this all have to do with business? Well, I'm going to show you my experience. I was in a place many, many years ago. I had to be, I was 19 and or 20. And I was around a group of young men from 18 to 30, 38, let's say. And honestly, I'm going to give numbers just to keep it into a perspective. These numbers are not necessarily the reality I had, but to get it, to understand it. Let's say there's 200 guys. Out of these 200 guys, I'm included, 150 of them, because of our living situation, we didn't need money to operate in a month. Because where we lived, there was where we lived, first thing, and there was food given. So you didn't really need anything. You just had to show up for work. You got food, you got a place to live. So many of these guys, I said 200, 150 of them would take their money when they did get it and blow it. Some of it, I've seen whole paychecks go on beer in a weekend, 2 days. Wow. I was incredibly impressed with a fucking attitude of unbelievable. I understood it. Well, I understood the fact that they could do it, but I couldn't understand how. So, to get on with this story, again, keep in mind, there's 200 guys, 150 of them are blowing their money, which you get once a month, and on that weekend that comes up after that money is gotten, the next Monday, Tuesday, it's all gone, all, 100%. And paychecks from $400 to $4,000, okay? I saw pieces of land in the area that we lived. And some of this land was going for sale, and there was nothing on this land. And I told the fellas, I said, look, here's what we're going to do.
We're going to take our paychecks,
save the money,
put them all together
for a few months, maybe even a year, and bought some of this land. Instead of drinking the shit and pissing it out, we buy this land, and in 10 or 20 years, we flip it. That's, I won't even go, I can't even go into the astronomical figures that we could have had and owned. Now, at the time, some of these kids, like at 19, just like me, they weren't thinking anything about tomorrow. It just wasn't in their perspective. Listening to me, just another one of them, it wasn't, they couldn't vision what I was saying. And the 10 years does go by fast, faster than you can imagine. And then if you look back, you'd be like, oh, if I would have did that, poof. And it's a reality that we never took, we never had. So the reason I'm saying this to you, because again, no one teaches this shit. If you have a group of people, friends around you, it doesn't matter what their occupation is. It doesn't matter what their education is. None of that matters. This is man shit. And you can include women in it too. But I'm just saying the ways of thinking. You take those people. It could be a guy. He's a, I want to say this for general purposes, okay? He's a street sweeper. But this guy, so what I'm saying is societies may look down on him. I don't, but societies may. But the point, this street sweeper, this guy is a genius with numbers, mathematics, money, finance, blah, 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 blah. He doesn't work in it. He never worked it. He didn't go to university to learn that shit. He just knows. He always knew. He's always been just fantastic acceleration in math. You need this guy. See? And then you put him with, for example, the creative, crazy artist. Because he got ideas that doesn't exist yet. And you take the mathematician, you take this guy, you take another person, and you just keep on. All your friends got some kind of fucking talent. Don't get together and hate the most talented or the most creative, the one that's in front of the camera. No, even that person, they need support group. You need an army. And everybody's not on the front, and everybody's not in the office giving orders. See what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. So as a man, as men, if you have this circle, you try to make it into something. And when I say that, it could even be into many things. You start a whole group of people who just help people get their shit rolling. And yes, you make money from when their shit blows up. Why not? Everybody's taught, go for self, get mine, get that job, all of that. It's a new way to think. And for some reason, I don't believe anybody's teaching this. You got these courses online, send me money and I'll teach you how to build a business, blah, blah. Nah, that's not it. That's not teaching you. See, this is what I mean by spending time. Because this kind of stuff, you want to take a course and learn to open a business? Okay, you go learn it and you do that. But in day-to-day life, even just to have the thought, my own business, you have to be in it or around it or touch it somehow. We're done for today. I hope something shined.